Here on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The time is 3:15, and I'm excited. Not so excited, but I'm excited nonetheless to be in the studio because I had, a couple of things. Anyways, I'm excited to be in the studio, and it's time for us to do what we do best: have conversations for development. Remember, this is your Talk News Sports radio station, and remember, I go by the name Kala Dakurubatubo. So go tell your neighbors, go tell your friends, colleagues, I'm here in the studio, I'm visiting, and I like you to join my conversations. So as it is the culture or the custom, we start with the big stories, and that will progress into a topical conversation the 4 o'clock hour. But at that hour, at the top of that hour, we would have the business news. And then after the topical conversation, the 5 o'clock hour, the top of that hour, would have the news update, and then we will talk some more. And today we will focus majorly in politics, and we will look at Rivers State politics the more, amongst many other conversations that we would have on the show. So once again, welcome. We're live on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH. We're live on YouTube, Nigeria Info PH. We are active on X, Nigeria Info PH. All right, let's see. So we start with the big stories. The big stories for today. I've got 3 of them, as I would always if I were to be on the show. And interesting big stories, I should say. So over the weekend, there was the event in memory of Pa Edwin Clark, and the governor of Rivers State was in attendance, or should I say the suspended governor of Rivers State was in attendance. And, he made certain interesting comments or commentaries that have made news headlines, and a lot of people are talking about this. At the time I checked social media last, sometime around the 1 o'clock hour, Simnalai Fubara was trending, and it was trending because he said his spirit has left the brick house, but for the people who have invested in the democracy in this state, he probably would have given up. And he said that while trying to tell his supporters, hey, you're putting fuel in the fire. I know your heart is in a good place. I know you're trying to ensure that, the right thing is done on my behalf, but you're putting fuel to the fire. And it takes us back to as many things that have happened over the past months and over the years as it relates to the political crisis in Rivers State. And some of us are thinking, could it be that those who argued that they were instigators who were bent on ensuring that the crisis never ended because they were making gains of some sort, could they be the people behind, for instance, the walking out at that Renewed Hope event? I've not been a good follower of the political events in the state or the current affair, but I did see that story, by the way. Could that be the case? Some listening to the governor, some would argue, could that have been what the governor was making a reference to when he mentioned that, hey, I know your heart is in a good place, but please, if it were a local parlance, I beg now, please. So that's my first big story. In a bit, of course, I would play the sound clips associated with, that story. But I want to run quickly. I want to race against time. I'm still trying my best to get used to, timing on the show. On the 9th show, which I'm on, it's usually, so much time so I can talk as much as I want. But I'm going to learn. My second big story, another interesting one. I hear a lot of you have been talking about the possibility of a one-party state. Yeah, I heard that's been a thing on social media. While scrolling past, I've seen a lot of people criticize, while even following Nigeria Info PH on social media. I do understand that certain conversations and certain commentaries have been on the possibility of a one-party state, because there have been a gale of defection. There have been a plethora of movement from one party or another to the APC. Of course, Delta State is the most recent reference point. And by the way, I mean, you must have also seen the PDP, some big wigs in the party over the weekend meeting so that they could stop further defection from the party, so indeed as not to make the party one party state. Now, I saw somewhere, I've not read that story, but a headline where Gandhi said there's nothing wrong with it being a one party state. It just shows that there's something good about the current administration, I guess. But what are your thoughts? And why am I bringing this one party state? It is because Patience Jonathan, according to the news headlines making the waves today, has come out to endorse Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, in that story, she actually said, I don't have plans to return to the villa. What I want to do is support Oluremi Tinubu. So indirectly, she has just said, you know what, we're going to support Tinubu for president. We've seen a lot of PDP governors say, oh, we're going to support Tinubu. Last week, it was the Aga governor, Soludo, saying, hey, now our papa bidi, so I'm just joking, do not mind me. But yeah, I mean, there was all of that, where he said, you know, Abga in Anambra State will support the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So a lot of support coming from different corners. We've seen a lot of defections. As a matter of fact, if you followed the newspapers over the weekend, you would have seen that the numbers of legislators for the APC increased because more people defected. Oh my. I mean, if it were still the era of court cases in Rivers, maybe would have, started the argument as to whether they would lose their seats or not. But I think we've gone beyond that, have we? Because that may just still be a conversation. But what do you make of it? Patience Jonathan saying, hey, we will support Tinubu. And if the wife has come out to make that statement, is that an extension of what the husband, which is the former president, in person of Goodluck Jonathan, is that what he feels as it relates to 2027? Oh my goodness. Anyways, that's my second big story. There is no soundbite to that one. But I'm going to tell you what my third big story is about. Education. So last week Friday, Samora continued to mention to you how paltry, how poor the examination scores for the UTME was, as released, was it on Thursday? Now, according to records, if I remember vividly, about 76%, was it last week? Was it 2 Fridays ago? I can't remember now. But about 76% of students who sat for that examination failed to score an average. That they failed to hit 200 over 400. I think it's over 400 when it comes to JAMB, right? They failed to hit it. And, I wanted to argue, maybe it's because over the years, I think I did argue on the night show, maybe because over the years, we have reduced the quarter of mark. We reduced it to 160, for, is it Polytechnic, 180. We reduced it. So maybe that's the reason, I was arguing and, inside of me, I felt like I was making a good point. Not until over the weekend, we saw a lot of candidates who sat for that examination come out and say, hey, that's not my result. That's not my score. No. I know I did way better than that. The JAMB, right? Is it, what's the full meaning again? Joint Matriculation Board, right? Joint Academic Matriculation Board, something like that, right? They should come out and remark, rescore, re-examine, because that is not my score. But I was listening to the morning show on Nigeria Info Lagos, and there was a pertinent question the presenter asked. Could it be that this whole digitization of examination has exposed the deficits, the lack, the rot in our educational system? And it has stopped malpractice because A lot of times we have special candidates, we have special, what do they call them now? No, there's a name for those people who write exams for people or who sit for people. I'm trying to remember. Is it mercenaries now? Could it be that this is exposing? Because there's one video that really got to me. It really got to me. And in that video, the young lady was saying, no, she wrote JAMB last year. She sat for JAMB last year. And she scored, very high. She scored a very high score. And when she did the mock exam, she did also score very high. And she even prepared more this year than she did last year. Now, the reason why she didn't get into school last year was because our O levels had issues and other glitches or hitches like she described it. And now, this is me here, and I'm thinking, what do you think is the problem? Do you think, the students... I mean, remember, was it last year? Was it the joint admissions? Thank you very much. Joint admissions. Thank you. About 2 people just sent in that message. Now, you would remember sometime last year. Was it last year, 2 years ago, where, there was the controversy about who scored the highest and who didn't score the highest and all of that, Mesoma issue and blah, 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 blah. Could that be happening again? Because after a forensic investigation, we were able to uncover that, it was probably a lie. It was a lie. Let's say it as it is. It was a lie. That be what is happening again? Students trying to play the fast one. I mean, for some of you, I don't know if you remember the time you were growing up and you were probably in primary school and they would give you your report card and you would either hide it or you would either, manipulate it. I don't know how many of you do that stuff. So could that be what the children are doing in the digital era? I do not know, but I would like to get your thoughts on all of that. So these are my 3 big stories. This is the way I have come visiting. I've come bearing these gifts for conversational sakes, and I'm hoping that you and I, we can talk. And we can interact and not just talk for talk's sake, but we can interact and ensure that we're bringing forth a society that we all would be proud of. And that's the conversation I would like to have with you. Now, that being said, let us go to... My network is slow for some reason. I don't know why. For some reason, I can't seem to get my sounds ready. But I'll just go with the one as seen on the news platform for today. Okay, so this is the governor speaking. Let's go with this one. Where is it now? All right, I can't even see. Oh my goodness. So probably will play when the network is better. The network is terrible on my end, and apologies for that. I mean, that's not a way to come visiting, I guess. But some of you must have already listened to that sound bite or watched that video. The governor, in a church of some sort, paying tributes to Park Clark, and he made that very critical statement. But for now, let's go to the phone lines. It's the bottom of the hour. And I think there is no conversation without you on the other side of the radio. So I would like to start with your thoughts. And I would like to get your thoughts. And I would like to hear from you as you react to some of the big stories. Remember, we're live on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH. We're live on YouTube as well, Nigeria Info PH. And we're also very much active on X, Nigeria Info PH. So, you know the phone numbers, right? But just in case you're a first timer, I should introduce myself again. I am Khaled Akarabat, but this is 92.3 Nigerian. For the numbers are 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0007. These are the call numbers. WhatsApp number 0809 030 6416. You could also call that WhatsApp now. 0809 030 6416. Audio, video call, I take them. But for messages, just send me a text message to that number, that WhatsApp 0809 030 6416. I've got Robin. Robin is calling from HA. Robin, welcome. What's on your mind? I'd like to hear from you. Robin, are you there? Or is it me that can hear you? Hello, Robin?
Good to have you back.
Oh, okay, I can hear you now. Sorry, I think someone pressed something. Yeah, so Robin, welcome. What's on your mind? Yeah.
Yes, good to have you back on the show.
I'm visiting, by the way, but thank you very much for welcoming back. Let's talk.
All right, thank you for thanking me. On the statement made by the former First Lady, Patient Jonathan, endorsing President Bola Tinubu. Oh, that is personal.
Okay.
Since the wave within the power circle, that the quantity and quality of porridge is going to get short. So I won't be surprised. Let us continue to endorse him. But I want to alert Nigerians. Endorsing a government does not give the result of that government.
Okay.
How do I mean? In Lagos State, it was Sanwo-Olu, APC, all the assembly, APC, everywhere APC. The Labour Party not win in Lagos State. Let the president coerce let him do whatever they try to do. So that players from other political parties. But they will get the shocker of their life in 2027. Let me leave it there. Let others contribute.
All right. Thank you very much. I've got Enoch from Rumekini. Enoch, oh my, missed that one. Chima from Rumakuta. Chima, welcome. Talk to me, please.
Mr. Canada, my brother, how are you?
I'm doing great. Welcome on the show.
Welcome back.
Yet again, I'm visiting, but
Canada,
let's continue.
Let me predicate on the Successor Governor statement. To me, I see that one as the height of psychopath.
Why do you see it as sycophancy? Why do you see it as that? Why? That's the correct pronunciation, sycophancy. Yeah. So why do you see it like that? Tell me.
The governor made them understand that it is about him, that it is not an institution any longer, that they should not fight for him again, that he has a solution to the problem. Meanwhile, the other persons that are struggling for him are struggling for the life of the fighting, I think, like it is their case. Meanwhile, the governor is thinking that they're fighting for him. So, what I want to make you understand...
But I thought you were one of those people who were saying they were fighting for him. Chima, what has changed? Why? No, I mean, I know I've been away for 3 months.
I want to make you understand
okay.
The height of betrayal here. When you think you are fighting in a union, and some other person is saying that it's me, it's in his chest, that is the difference to make you. I want to make you understand here that I understand the kind of governor.
But were they actually not fighting for him? Really? Can you really beat your chest and say that? Was it not Wike versus Fubara?
I'm going to call name. You understand?
Okay.
But if a man you felt you're fighting for, trying to see the situation, as come say that you shouldn't do it again for him, that he knows how to do it. That before you do it, come and seek his consent. Are you not seeing a kind of making you a fool in this situation?
But if you're doing something for me from your good heart, good intentions, but it's not working for me, don't you think I've got the right to say, you know what, I know you're trying to help me, but stop. Don't have the right. Don't have the right. I mean, think about it.
The issue is that now, if it has to do with a personal thing, according to how you are looking at it. Now, let us take the case of VDM, as you call him, a very dark man.
Summarize quickly, please.
He was arrested and was locked in the cell. And if he says, don't fight for me, it's a different issue. But this one is a person that is governing a state, and he was removed, and people said, no, return him back, we want him back because of this are the reason. You see the two, can you see the distinction about
but then if he said he doesn't want to come back, then we will go back to the polls. I mean, I don't see where you're making it a big deal.
What I am saying about Canada is that this is people does not know, those that are supporting the government doesn't know him.
Okay.
He's
All
a
right.
man that can relinquish anything for
Okay.
power's sake.
All right.
He's so power tasty.
But you see, Chima, you're getting it wrong, and I'm trying to correct you, or maybe I'm trying to argue with you. I don't know which one is correct.
No, we're not arguing,
When you say Chima, when you say is relinquishing for power's sake, it's not relinquishing for power's sake. It's saying, you know what? I don't even want the power. My spirit
Look
is
at what
left
he said.
there.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I wonder
Look
if
at
you can
what
hear
he
me.
said. He said that he knows how to settle the problem.
Okay, you know what, Chima,
You understand?
I'll settle this matter when I play sound. So far, Wala from Oigbo, I probably would have to go to by data soundbite until we can settle this matter once and for all. But welcome, JJ, on the show. JJ, welcome. How's Rumigbo? Let's get your thoughts.
Yeah, Sam, I hear you. Oh, sorry. Canada.
Don't worry, Sam is coming back in a bit, so just get used to it.
No wahala.
All right, then.
First and foremost, I want to tell you and all those that are listening all over the world that the governor, in a speech, referred to his followers as supporters, not people who are not his supporters, not whether they can get it
Okay.
wrongly.
Okay.
You see, there's a place in the Bible where they said, don't feed humans food to dogs. So that's exactly, so they will not understand it at all. So what the governor have said, I want, the peace process is going on. I want the peace. Don't fight anymore. If you must fight, let me know. Let me know why you're fighting. Now, Canada, you remember when some women walk out of one of the apartment stuff? Remember, right? I want you to play the response of the FCT minister and that of Chief Tony Okokosha.
So the way it was against the president and the renewed hope agenda, or rather the first lady and renewed hope agenda. So what's the point? Where are you going with that?
No, what I'm trying to tell you in essence is the first thing they try to do is to link the governor to it. Right?
That's what I've just said.
So exactly. So what I'm trying to tell you in essence is that the supporters who the governor have called to say, look, don't do this again. We understand what he has said. So it will be very difficult for those who are not his supporters to understand. We get the message, and we are dealing with the message.
All right.
But conclusively, before I go, you ask a question. If Nigeria is thriving or moving towards a one-party system, right?
Looking at patients,
somebody has made this stance, yes, of Lagos, where you have all the assemblies and everything. The president, as at that time, even lose at Lagos. Even the G5 governors, remember, that claim they are supporting, they still lose their own and lose with their candidate and all those put together. So I think a time will come when the real owners of the land that own the place where fowl dance will come and possess the land. What do I know?
Thank you very much. I've got Wala from Oigbo. Wala, welcome. Let's talk, please, Wala.
Yeah, good afternoon, the man, Teddy.
Good afternoon to you.
You are welcome.
All right, thank you.
All right, let me begin from people that are attacking Fubara, making us see that Fubara has betrayed his supporters. Let me ask them this question. What shall it profit a man to get the whole world and he lose his own soul? What shall he give as an account? Number one. Number two, if their hope will end here on earth, if their hope will end here on earth, would there not be people that people should be showed upon? I don't know why people have mental problems.
No. Wala, let's not call anybody mental.
I withdraw. Should I go ahead? So, what I am saying is this. Fubara, we have seen that he is a peaceful man to the core. He wants people to save their lives.
Right.
He don't want people to lose their lives on his behalf.
All right.
You understand?
Yeah.
We have future. Let us work for our future and allow people that want to gain the whole world to gain it. My hope wants to end in heaven. My own hope will not end here on earth. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your thoughts there, Wala. But now let's listen to the sound bites as it relates to what the governor actually said, and then we'll listen to that of the student who sat for the UTME exams. But this one says on Facebook, welcome back, Kaleda, to Hard Facts. I'm not comfortable with the governor Fubara's statement because all that the people are doing is really because of the love Rivers people have for the suspended governor. The above statement from the suspended governor also reminds me that is coming back may not be for the betterment of his supporters. I'm not surprised by the statement made by the former First Lady because in politics there is no permanent friend nor permanent enemy. Now, Pi Festus says, good evening and welcome back, Karibi. Well, the governor owns his body and incidentally knows exactly where it ought to be. So I wouldn't argue that with him. Besides, the governor's speech doesn't go down with me. For Madam Patient Jonathan saying she's throwing her weight behind President Tinubu, politics is a game of interest, and maybe there lies her interest, though. I really sympathize with these JAMB candidates following the various glitches that greeted the JAMB exams on a yearly basis without any possible measure put in place by the JAMB authorities to curb its excesses. Thank you. And thank God Ability Atwegu says, I'm not comfortable with the statement of the governor. The statement of the governor has killed the morale of his supporters and it is a sign of weakness. Comrade Precious Choice says, Governor Fubara can visit on weekend. The president of the federation has still remained the same. The worst I'm expecting to hear is defection from him. He is not a politician, that's why he's struggling. I only pity the innocent Rivers people who went extra miles fighting for him. He should join his godfather and have peace. All right. Now let's take a listen to what he actually said.
Not my way. I have my own way. Just like Senator Bata said here, when you go to the graveyard, if you go with a tape, you will see all sizes of grave. So I have my own way, and I will continue to maintain my way. I have somebody that we contested the election together. Tony Cole is here with us. Our women, our youth, and also the church. This is my first. I've been going out quite all right, but speaking publicly after the event of March 18th. I've been a bit careful because when I go for an event and the body language of the environment, if it's not in tune with what I believe in, I feel very unhappy because for a lot of you here, you don't know what the situation is. It's not about Oshobe. It gets to a situation where Oshobe don't solve problem. That is the truth. So for that reason, I'm a bit careful. But this particular event is something I honestly cannot avoid. Paklak is a very special person to every one of us, and more especially to me. So I feel I'm indebted to him. Yes, I might have supported the burial program, but putting in my presence here is the most important thing. Before I go into the main business, because I found out that a good number of you deviated from the program today. The program is a tribute for Paklak. It's not an issue of Fubara. I'm not disputing the message God gave to you, my bishop. But in this particular event, it's a message. When they live here, that is not the way to be presented. It will be similar if Fubara has gathered his supporters to make statements against the minister and the president. That is not what I need now. What I need now, even some of you, have you asked yourself, do you think I am even interested in going back there? I want to ask you, don't you see how better I look? Do you think I'm interested in it? If I have my way, I say it's here. This is an altar of God. I don't wish going back there. My spirit has left that place long ago. So all this, I want everybody to focus. Please. It's not everything you do. You think there's some fight you don't fight. There's some things you don't do because you need to ask the person. Does it want it? I have peace. If you have known me, you've been seeing me, you can see I look better now. In as much as we have things that we need to do for our state, we know people have made sacrifice for us, and we, one way or the other, have to stand by them. Does not mean that we should start firing without any targets.
All right, so I had to play as lengthy as possible so that you can get the full picture, because a lot of you are picking holes in the speech and saying, "Oh, I'm not comfortable with it." But he said, for the sake of, you know what, I don't want to struggle. For the sake of the fact that, you know, there's certain fights that should not be fought. For the sake of the fact that, you know, I don't want to be misconstrued or misquoted. Like, once again, it happened during the Renewed Hope event here in Port Harcourt. I don't want to be involved. See, I'm rested. I've got respite. My health is flourishing. I'm looking more handsome. I mean, in his words, is looking better. So, from that context, do you really think he abandoned his supporters? For those of you who've been arguing, you know, and I had to play that soundbite. For those of you who've been arguing, oh, he abandoned, and he did not abandon. But let's now take Clinton's call via WhatsApp. Let's see, Clinton, where are you there? Okay, let's do this. All right, Clinton, welcome. What is on your mind?
My brother, welcome.
All right.
Of the matter is that our governor have been pushed to a very distant wall, and the man have lost elasticity.
How do you mean?
He spoke from his heart yesterday, and I felt it. You see, this crisis up initial, some of us have been saying it was needless. Canada. There are entrepreneurs that were benefiting from this crisis. They wouldn't have gotten to this point. Yes, some of the fights were genuine, but some were needless. Even the stage workout was very unnecessary. The governor might not have been the one behind it, but people will read meaning into it. So I said that these people were overzealous. Now that the governor has spoken this way, I want to believe that his supporters will understand his body language. The man is out for peace. He said something that you're busy fighting.
Are you there, Clinton? Why are you muting the mic? All right, call back if you can. But I've got Onu from Stadium Road. Onu, welcome. Onu, what is on your mind? Let's get talking, please.
Yes, Canada, good afternoon.
All right, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You see, the person of His Excellency, King Fubara, is a very intelligent person. He is so educated that you cannot take him unaware. It takes a great leader to be sensitive enough when to speak and when not to speak.
All right.
is a kind of man that is not influenced by your words, but you study the atmosphere and know what to say at the appropriate time. So for me, it's a peaceful man, and that is why I, Tony Samuel, will continue to support him because he meant well for these people and the residents of River State. Let's put the development of the state first. Okay, let's say the other side of the divide honored that invitation in that very occasion. The response will never be the same.
Of course.
Will never be the same. He's a man that is so peaceful. He wants peace. But the condition, how can he tell his soul, the soul of the land of River State? The condition is so great. He even leaving the office and bowing down to that condition. It's like telling the interest, the land, the resources of the state out. And why you a leader for? When your people are crying, you're enjoying. Is that the kind of leader we want in this state?
All right.
You see, the president just humiliated Rivers indigenous because for him to bring a so administrator from another land to River State to governor, it means we are not. It means Rivers indigenous have showed that they don't have the capacity to put their house in order, and it is a great shame. Anybody that will go the path of violence and destruction and say that the River State doesn't matter, it is the interest that matters, that is quite proportionate. We are in this state. We will live to see how those individuals will end up. If you mean when for River State, you will flourish upon the land. But if your intention is to bring down the state because of your selfish interest, then the state will put you at a spot.
All right, Ono, I've got to go.
Everybody will see that the land is actually angry with you.
All right,
so
then.
For me, I support the governor's steps for peace to return.
All right, Ono Samuel, thank you. You support the governor to return peace to the state. But Lawson is calling from Yenagua. Lawson, welcome. Quickly, straight to the point.
Good to hear you.
Good to hear you too. Good to hear you too.
It doesn't really matter either it is you or Sam. You guys are same and they're very objective.
Yeah. Thank you.
I love that. I love the two of you. They are benefiting from it. And then the River people are the ones suffering. So thank God he has said this. At least everybody shit your salt. The peace process is going on.
Okay.
There has to be peace at some point.
Okay.
Everybody's one is talking, that one is talking, and then people from it. Honestly, I am so happy with what the governor did. I'm so happy. I love him, and with what he has done, I am very sure that peace will return to Rivers.
All right.
And he will get back to that state to do what he needs to do for Rivers people. And for those who are talking about one party state, there was a time PDP in this country controlled up to 27 governorship seats, if not even more.
All right.
Nearly the entire National Assembly.
Okay.
And nobody talked about one party state. Now just 22 governors and people are shouting.
All right, Lawson, I've got to go.
Thank you.
I've got to go. Thank you. But I wonder if Ida, I don't know if you can, in the next 30 seconds, tell me what your thoughts are.
I'm hearing you.
All right, quickly then.
Good afternoon. Welcome back.
Yeah, good afternoon. Quickly.
The governor don't give us strength by advising us. The governor will reverse law. We do 54 projects without no borrowing 1 naira. The governor will reverse for law. You know, so we have about saying the settle peace, make it maintain. A good advice they give you.
All right then.
And the governor going to give us strength yesterday. I did church. All of us come get strength yesterday.
All right.
We go support the governor.
All right.
And he back. We'll go back to his village.
All right, thank you.
Man. Bola Tinubu, thank you.
Ida, thank you very much. Moving on. I've got a commercial, and after the commercial, I'll be right back and we'll talk some more. Do stay tuned.
Please listen to this. Holy Rosary Old Girls Association, HROGA, cordially invites you to